Well, hello everyone. I thought it'd be good just to sort of check in with a quick video on the eve of Ukreiif. As you can tell from the scenery in the background, I am already in the north of England. I'm about 12 miles outside Leeds city centre. You can see that settlement right at the back. That's probably the edge of the Leeds city district, for want of a better phrase. And then on the other side, you can see the tops of the Pennines there. We're about 15-20 miles from Manchester city centre at this point. And then for you southerners getting the train up, you can see hopefully in the background the top of Emley Mast. So that's the tallest freestanding structure in Europe, and very much signalling that you're on the edge of Leeds, on the edge of the Leeds city region. It's about 15 minutes from that point into the city. I thought, well, first and foremost, I'm up here just to get some kind of headspace and in advance of what is going to be a very, an extremely kind of hectic week of kind of meetings and engagement. I'm looking forward to it, but I thought it'd be good just to kind of get some kind of perspective in what is probably one of my kind of favourite places in the world at this point anyway. And there's kind of two areas of kind of focus that I've been thinking about over the last couple of weeks in respect of Ukreiif. The first is reforming the kind of planning system. Now, I've got to put my cards on the table. We won't see any fundamental reforms in terms of kind of planning this year. The level of reform that is needed is going to take, you know, I want to be as optimistic as I can, but fundamentally it's going to take a number of years. But sort of two areas of focus where we need more transparency. First and foremost, and I think this kind of goes for developers and also statutory bodies. So I want to kind of pick up on 2 points to kind of balance that out as much as possible. First and foremost, I don't feel developers in a lot of instances do enough, or not enough developers do enough engagement. Reason being, in the vast majority of cases, is that the public and the community are being asked to often kind of comment on quite finesse proposals that are a matter of days away from being submitted into planning. How can we make planning at least aim to be a lot more transparent? I'd like to see developers looking at members of the public and statutory consultees as almost members of the design process and being asked to, or being involved in actually kind of shaping proposals as they happen. The other factor in terms of what is kind of hindering decision making, delays, etc., and what I'm finding is that there's often planning has become almost like a kind of two-stage process. Pre-app is pretty much kind of non-existent, and I think that's a whole other video for another time. But fundamentally, we're submitting planning applications. They're then being reviewed by members, and then there's a whole kind of second stage and a kind of resubmission to kind of get a decision. One of the issues I feel is a lot of members are delaying the process. There is often a misunderstanding around the information that's been presented, and I think one of the ways that we can address that, whilst developers have an obligation to be very transparent throughout that process, I also feel that members also have an obligation as well to fundamentally kind of understand the information that is being presented to them so they can make an informed decision. Planning should be as democratic as possible, absolutely, but fundamentally people have obligations within that process. One of the reasons I feel, one of the things that I think we should address is the lack of diversity in terms of demographics, in terms of opinion around members, and fundamentally it's an issue with the system. In the vast majority of cases, it's a voluntary position. In the vast majority of cases, it attracts a certain kind of person who has the time to give their kind of, whether it's throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, give time up to fundamentally become a counsellor and make quite potentially transformational decisions, whether good or bad, on kind of planning applications. So if we were to reform that element and diversify the type of person, or have a system that can attract a much wider variety of person, because we're very limited in terms of the type of candidates that are coming forward for planning. In a lot of instances, they can be very sort of anti-development, and I think it's in the importance of healthy debate, etc. We need as varied opinions as possible to fundamentally come to the most healthy conclusion in respect of that. It'll be interesting to see how many councillors are actually attending Ukreiif this week. I think that's going to be interesting. The other factor as well is, whilst there's kind of cautious optimism in the air, a lot of deals are, from a forward funding perspective and development finance perspective, are still being hindered for a variety of reasons. And I'm really interested this week in just having conversations with some of our funding partners, other funders that I'm going to meet throughout the week, on how can we get more creative to unlock these deals. Is it taking a longer term view of developments? Is it diversifying things like joint venture structures, etc.? I don't know at this point. I've got a lot of ideas in my head and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to getting really stuck into some detailed discussions around that. So yeah, wish everyone well. Have a safe journey up. We're in the north of England. It's a fantastic place to be, and I'll see you all in Leeds. Thank you.